Hey, Garage Gym athletes, before we get to the show, I wanted to check to see if you knew that we are on YouTube. We've been on the platform for a while, but only more recently started to get serious about some video content. So while the podcast will meet most of your needs, some things simply need a visual explanation. So if you want more on concurrent training, programming, garage gyms, head over to YouTube, search Garage Gym Athlete, and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to connecting with you on another platform. All right, let's get to the show.
How's it going out there, ladies and gentlemen, and Garage Gym athletes? I am Joe Courtney, back with another podcast interview, Garage Gym athlete interview, and joined again, Trampus. Hi, Trampus.
Hi.
Just don't look at him. Listen to him, don't look at him.
Yeah.
He's a little laggy. And we're joined by Tyler Robertson, this is your second time on, right?
Yep, second time on. I was on earlier last year.
Cool. Yeah. So if you want to check out his episode, then it's on our YouTube. It's on our podcast. So you kind of know the drill. So let's just pass it on over to you. Let everybody know what you do, how you train, and a little bit of a refresher from last one.
All righty. So I live in the Memphis, Tennessee area. Got a wife, 2 kids. Then we got one on the way. My wife is due in December, so going to have a little boy. That'll be fun.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. And then for work, I work in transportation. So I work for a FedEx contractor. So we've got about 40 trucks that we run, that we pull trailers with. And then we've got 7 trucks that we run home delivery stuff in the area. So it keeps us all very busy getting those packages to houses.
And then training. What's your garage gym setup looking like?
So currently I've been training at my brother's gym. So he's got a pretty good setup in his garage. So he's got barbell, squat rack. He's got a fan bike, assortment of kettlebells. He's got a box jumps, and I think that's everything. So basically anything you'd need in a garage gym setup. But unfortunately, he's actually going to be moving here pretty soon to Chattanooga. And so I'm going to have to go back to my setup, which I've got. I'll be going back onto Hard to Kill to do the sandbag kettlebell version, because I've got a pull-up bar, sandbag, kettlebell, weight vest, and a rucksack, and a jump rope.
Cool. It's good you still have some fallback stuff, so you can still do things. And we may have something by the time this episode publishes. We may have a new track that's right up your alley.
Yeah,
teaser.
So,
very nice. I did see that picture that was posted on the Facebook group, and I thought that might be something I would enjoy.
So you're going to be moving to Kyle's neck of the woods too.
Yep. So he's actually my brother's moving out there now. I'm going to be, or the rest of the family, we're going to move out in the spring. Out to Chattanooga. So.
Nice. So Tyler's currently looking for applications for a new gym to house his workouts. So if anybody wants to inquire or have him over, you guys can do some workouts together. Get a little community going, a little local community going.
There we go.
So how did you start working out in, whether it's your garage, your brother's garage? How did that all come to be?
So, I've worked out most of my life, on and off. So I played sports in high school, college. So I was very active there. And then after getting out of school and getting into the real world, there was you see a lot of people around that don't exercise and don't work out. And that very early on became a motivation for me not to be like them and to stay active through my whole life. There's an article I really like on the art of manliness called the Soft Suburban Dad Syndrome. And it basically goes through a list of questions on, like, there's some physical, mental, economic things. And it goes through these questions that if you can't do these things, or if you answer incorrectly on these questions, you're a soft suburban dad. And you probably don't want to be a soft suburban dad. So like I've seen a bunch of these. I'm like, all right, I need to at least be better than this.
Yeah. Hey, everybody needs their bar.
Right. And so some of them, it's pretty simple. It's like, can you do 5 pull-ups? Can you pick up a load and carry it? Can you hang from a bar for 30 seconds? Can you deadlift? I think it was 1.5 times your body weight. And then actually my favorite one on there is what is the ratio of time you spend watching other people play sports versus the time you spend playing sports?
You had me to that.
So,
you had me to that last one.
I mean, if I average it out over the year, I think I'm fine. But NFL season, it's like, okay, 8 hours on Sunday is just done. I don't train 8 hours a week, I don't think. So it's kind of pretty close.
Yep, I agree. Because football is basically the only sport that I'll watch. So if you count training and playing sports and whatnot, I think over the year, I think I'm all right as well.
That's pretty good.
No, I mean, that's been my motivation for training. A big part of it is, I want to be a physically capable human being my whole life. So cool. Barring any crazy accident or injury, I plan on being very active, training till the grave.
So catch us up from the last time you're on. Has your training changed? Has your goals changed? And are you doing the 300 challenge?
So training has changed a little bit. Being able to, I did it, let's see, in May of last year, I actually joined the National Guard. So I was gone for like 9 months in 2021, doing basic training and AIT. And so my training wasn't as garage gym. I wasn't following the program as much while I was gone, obviously. And during 2021, I was attempting to do the Murph 52, but that didn't work out so well with leaving for training for that long.
You mean you didn't tell your drill sergeant, like, hey, sir, every Saturday, I'm going to need about an hour and a half to go do this workout. Y'all are more than welcome to come. I bet you it would have been harder than a lot of stuff. Well, actually, I don't know.
It would have been harder than a lot we did. We actually did 2 Murphs at basic. So we did one. We basically did have a lot of the day off for Memorial Day. And so we had a pull-up bar up in our barracks. And so we did a calisthenics only Murph with some of my buddies. And then for a PT session, we actually did do Murph. And that was pretty fun.
Nice.
So when he said that, hey guys, I got a great workout for you today, I was very excited. When he said it was Murph.
She's going the other way. What? What's that? I've never heard of that before.
And then just killed it.
Yeah.
Right.
He's thinking he's going to crush your soul, and you'd be like, nah, good.
Been here, done that.
Yeah.
So that's been good. So actually, I started back up in January with the Murph 52. So no plans on getting interrupted this year. So I got 3 or 4 months left. Yeah, that's in December though, so I'll be able to survive the last couple of weeks. You got to just eke out those last 4 or so. Yep. So nice. I might buffer in, do 2 some of those weeks in November, give myself a little bit of a buffer.
So this is your second baby?
3rd kid. So I've got 2 little girls, a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old, and then we'll have a little boy.
So you should, you probably kind of know how to juggle the training and stuff depending on, obviously every kid's different. We only have the one, but yeah, I guess you have some sort of a training plan as best as you can. Yeah. And even with the 2, some days it is pretty difficult. Some days it ends up where I maybe wanted to get over to the gym and do some barbell stuff, but I just need to throw a rucksack on and the girls ride their bikes and we just have a family workout. Nice. So that's enjoyable too. I enjoy rucking. Yeah. But, 300 challenge. You doing that? I think you are. So I started off at 300 level 3 and I was doing really well until the summer. I had a week of vacation and then right after that, 2 weeks of my annual training. And I got sessions in during all of that, but I missed out on the minutes for 3 of those weeks. And so I just wasn't able to get the full 300 minutes.
log
That's
on.
good.
But every other week,
yeah.
So every other week, I've still hit the 300 minutes, 300 calories each session. But those 3 weeks kind of knocked me off for the official level 3 challenge. So
yeah, it doesn't take much. Yeah, it doesn't take much to knock you out. That's the tough part about that level 3.
Yeah, like you could just have literally one bad week. One week, anything can happen. You need to have like 1 year of uninterrupted, like you're kind of good. And I mean, there's a certain amount of pushing through, so it's definitely hard because of trying to squeeze all that in.
I mean, this was my year. This was my year to do it, and then obviously the inevitable happened. I get an appendectomy. I can't imagine trying to do it with a kid on the way. Like my boys were old enough where I felt like we're there. I can do it, and then, I mean, just everything just fell apart. And it really takes so little time to screw it up.
And Trampus, I can't judge you too much on the appendectomy. I had mine out when I was, I think, 15, and I mean, you couldn't even like do a sit up afterwards.
Oh, you can't do anything. You can't really do. You can't do anything. But
yeah, no, that was bad. And I was so mine actually did rupture.
Mine did too.
And yeah, that was bad. I was in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days, and I couldn't eat. So I was just sitting in the hospital until my stomach turned back on and I could process food again. But yeah, it was bad. I lost like 30, 40 pounds, I think, during that whole process because I just can't eat food, had no appetite. So
yeah,
it was rough.
Luckily, I haven't had that happen, but I did have a hernia, and I had like a 3-inch incision scar from my hernia. They told me it was going to be like this big, but whoever had a field day, some student just kind of sliced into me. And that recovery was bad because it's like right there in the lower abs, and just trying to sit up and move and do anything was pretty rough. But yeah, even after that, like I couldn't do anything for 6 weeks. But then I had a PT test like 8 to 9 weeks after, and like I probably shouldn't have done the PT test, but I was like, well, I'm fine. I'm young. I'm good. And I still did excellent on the PT test. So like I kind of use that as a badge of honor to other people complaining about not being ready for PT tests. Like, well, you're just in shape all the time. Yeah. So with the baby, I mean, it was funny. I actually did better right after my baby came this year than earlier on in the year. And then like 2 months after, like right after the baby came, I trained a ton. Like that's when I had my like 5-week streak, and then I traveled, and then I got sick, and then I hurt my back, and then June was just like a complete shit show. And now like even in the 301, I think is out of my reach just because of like June things were crazy, and I also started the year 2 weeks late, or the challenge 2 weeks late, so that's just kind of screwed everything up. So you got any other? Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, 300 workouts or training sessions in a year doesn't sound all that crazy until you start breaking down the numbers, and you just really don't have that many days you can miss.
Yeah, 6 a week.
If you miss 2 or 3 weeks, that's tough.
Yeah, because if you like 6 a week, it's 1 rest day per week. So if you take that 1 rest day per week, but have it over 1 or 2 weeks, then that's 6-7 weeks that you have to do 7 days straight. So like you can get behind really quick. It's unfortunate. Yeah. So you have any other training goals that you're working toward besides the 300 and I guess 1 now?
So I've got a ruck march in October that I'm doing with my brothers, one of the Go Ruck Star courses. We're going to do it's a 12-mile ruck. We were going to do the 26-miler, but we didn't have time to train for it properly. Mm-hmm. So instead of destroying ourselves, we figured we could probably finish the 26-miler, but it would hurt a lot. So we're going to do the 12-miler, and we're going to win. Nice. We're shooting to get a good time on that. Hit some 14-minute miles and whatnot.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. Like at first you said 12 miles. Like, okay, that's not too bad, but I guess for rucking, you mentioned this in an offline call. I guess I remember this now that because it's like a 30-pound ruck, but that's not including your water and your food and stuff.
Yeah, so it's 30 pounds of I call it non-perishable weight. So it can't be food or water or anything, just something that will not leave the bag. So you'll probably have another 10-ish pounds of water, change of socks, food, and whatnot.
Do you use the actual Go Ruck bag? Did you get one of those, or you?
I do have one of those.
Yeah.
It was a little pricey, but the quality is great and it's pretty comfortable. So I enjoy it. And it's good. It's got the handles on like the sides, so you can use it for like swings and other stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering how much you would notice the difference. I don't have a ruck. I never really ruck. We have, I have some really sturdy, really nice backpacks that I can put a bunch of stuff in and be fine. But I haven't even really considered getting a ruck because I don't think it would be. I just wasn't sure how much I would use it. But if the actual rucksacks are usable, then are worth it.
Yeah, so I use it as my work bag as well. So I bring it with me to work. Other than usually Wednesdays, my brothers and I do a long ruck in the mornings. That day it doesn't come with me to work because it's drenched in sweat. So it needs a day to air out.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess if they're built with all the weight, then you might as well just use it for all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good backpack. Cool.
So, how do you like training in your garage? Well, I guess your brothers, but now you're going to be moving to yours. So how do you feel about the transition that way? I guess I should say, going from your brothers to yours.
I don't have an actual garage, so it'll just be in my carport, which most of the year is fine. As it gets colder, it's pretty brutal. There will be some very cold training sessions, but I mean that's just building up some mental toughness there, I guess. And I'll miss the barbell. I thoroughly enjoy doing heavy sets from time to time on the barbell. And it's not a stimulus you can replicate with a sandbag that only weighs 75 pounds.
Yeah. But if you're in the guards, so you're still doing monthly drills, right?
Yep. And there is a gym there that will be
I was going to say, do you have to travel far? Yeah. So that's kind of like the same situation I'm in. I still guard once a month. And I mean, even though I have my gym, there's still some things that military gyms have that I don't, like GHGs, that I'm like, well, every month I know when I go there, that's what I'm using.
Yeah. And our armory has a pretty good setup for the gym. I think they just revamped it like a year and a half ago. And so they've got plenty of free weights. They got a deadlift platform and squat rack and all that.
Nice. So, getting into the normal questions, what is the hardest workout you've ever done?
So I need to be careful with this one because last time we did this interview, Jerred turned it into Plank You Tyler.
That's it. Now it's all coming back to me.
All right, hold on. Let me get a pencil.
He is the culprit. Yeah, right. We're gonna have to. So if you've ever done Plank You Tyler, I honestly never attempted it because I know I pretty much how it's written. I think I'm written down for 5 miles and then I'm time capped. Like, okay, cool. Because I just can't plank for very long. So what do you have this time, Tyler?
Yeah, and so honestly, I could probably say that one would still be the hardest workout I've ever done. I, like you, Joe, am not great at planking. I weigh like 245 pounds. I'm just a big dude, and planking is not easy when you're big. But for the sake of having something different than last time, I'll probably say the Murph 52 challenge. Just doing that weekly, it doesn't get easier. I don't know why I thought in my mind it might get a little bit easier as I went through, but it's still really hard every time.
Mm-hmm. It's all relative.
And then, I mean, especially during the summer, it's just so blasted hot here in Tennessee, so hot and humid. And so it's been brutal some of those days getting that done. But I'd say that's probably the hardest one right now.
I mean, it might be on the hot days, it might be better in your carport than in a garage because there might be more of a breeze. So at least that, weather advantage wise, maybe. I mean, it's just a little bit of air movement in the heat, which is something. When it's so hot, you're clutching at anything that you can get to make it better.
Right.
In your opinion, what's the best advice or what's the best activity for building mental toughness?
Best activity for mental toughness. I would say recognizing, like having the mental fortitude to recognize a change that you need to make in your life, and then going and making that change.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to repeatedly do that process, that, just it'll build you into a tougher human being. And that's not just in the exercise realm. I mean, it's in all aspects of your life. Just being able to recognize when you need to change something and then going after it and making those changes.
That's good. That's actually, I haven't heard that one before. So have you, I'm just kind of going off script because since you've already been on before, do you have a recent meet yourself moment that you can think of?
A recent meet yourself moment. Heck, I mean, I could go with one with today. So today's, we're recording on a Thursday, so it is Murph Day. And so when I was doing Murph today on my lunch break, I've been sick like all week. I don't really get sick ever, but like once every 2 years. And so this is my biannual sickness, I guess. And I felt like garbage about halfway through. And I was very close to just, you know what, this one's going to be a half Murph and we're just going to call it good. But then I said, nope, this not going to happen. So I struggled right on through it and suffered the whole way, but I made it.
Definitely have had some Murphs or even those workouts where it's like once you reach like between the 30 and 60% mark of a workout, like it seems like the hardest, like that middle ground to. So for Murph, for the calisthenics, it'd be like right when you're getting to like the 7 and 8 and you're like, holy crap, I'm not even halfway done these calisthenics. I still have 13, 12 more of these rounds to go. This sucks. And it's like, well, I'll just do one more. All right. And then I'm going to take a break, take some rest. All right. I can do another one. At least I'm doing 10. And then once you're at 10, It's like, well, I'm halfway. So maybe I can do one or two more. And then it's like, oh, well, I'm over the hump now. So I guess I might as well finish. But just that tug of war, that battle to actually push yourself there. Yeah, definitely been there before.
That mental dialogue is exactly how mine goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right on par with where I'm starting to second guess if I really wanted to do Murph today. And yep. And like once you get to like 14 or 15, it's like, I mean, whatever. I'm like, I'm there basically.
There's so much
power on through it.
Yeah, there's so much mental gymnastics and mathematics that go on in that period of time, which is you're either trying to justify to stopping or to force yourself to go.
Right, because 10 rounds of calisthenics, that's a nice clean number to stop on, right?
Yeah. I'll still do the run. I'll still go for a nice cool down mile, but I'll only do 10 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. No, a couple of weeks ago, I actually tried to do it rucking. So I rucked the mile with the 30 pounds in the backpack. I realized that I couldn't jump up high enough to get onto my pull-up bar with the rucksack on.
Oh. I thought you would have at least like removed the ruck for the calisthenics.
Yeah.
Well, so I did. I ended up removing it.
Yeah. I was immediately regret this decision.
To try hard and do it with the rucksack on. But my pull-up bar is on the side of the house and it's kind of high up. So I've got to jump up there to get onto it, which is great unless you have a 30-pound backpack on.
When I did it, the worst Murph I did was I had a backpack and I went on a 4-mile hike, and at the top of the mountain I did Murph, but I couldn't find a pull-up. I couldn't find like a limb to do pull-ups, but I had the forethought to bring rings because I thought that I could hang it from something. So, but even just doing ring rows, it was still by far the hardest one that I did was the 4-mile like trail run type
jungle Murph.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. So I would not advise anyone to do it with an actual ruck on. But
if you could have only one piece of equipment to train with the rest of your life, what would it be, and has it changed?
So last time it was the sandbag, which is still a good option, I'd say. But I'm going to go with the rucksack this time. Been doing a lot more rucking lately. So the rucksack with the plate in it would be my piece of equipment. So you can do so much with it.
Yeah, this episode is sponsored by Go Ruck, I guess.
Go Ruck.
Yeah. Hashtag not a sponsor, but if they want to send us some, I'll test it out. I'll tell you about it.
I will definitely help
any of the products.
Test out I'll definitely help test out a new ruck.
Yeah. All right. So what's the best advice for garage gym athletes out there that you have?
Just bring the energy every day. As you're attacking your workout, your job, your family, just bring the energy. Life's too short to not bring the energy. I mean, if you're going to just kind of mosey on through life, that's not necessarily a life worth living. I mean, I don't want that to sound the wrong way, but
yeah, that's fine.
But if you're gonna be here, you might as well get after it and make something happen with it.
Very good. You got anything else, Trippus?
Nope. It's good to meet you, man.
Yeah, it's good to meet y'all.
Yeah, thanks for coming on again. It's always great to touch up with people, especially I think the second one's always good because first time people are just kind of like worried they're going to sound a certain way and stay and just be entertaining enough or whatever. But the second time you really actually like to get to sometimes dive into more of the training, more of like, okay, let's pick up where we left off, evolve a little more. So yeah, thanks for being on again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, if anybody else wants to be on, just reach out to us and support or hit us up on Facebook. But everybody else out there, check us out on YouTube, and thanks for watching and listening.
For listening to the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. If you want to learn more, go to garagegymathlete.com. You can learn about our training. Let us send you a copy of our book, The Garage Gym Athlete, or you can even get featured on the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. Thanks for listening.